it's approaching the supreme moment. Reality striking closer than it seems, don't it? Go ahead, it's for the taking if you want it. If not, the dream dies and you'll be forever haunted. Then confront it.
What's good? We're gonna switch things up a little bit, and I've been hearing a lot of noise about this game, so I decided earlier today I was going to download, install, and test this game out. Of course, this is the new 7 Deadly Sins. I think it was called the Grand Cross of Light and Shadows, I guess is the direct translation for the official name, which is, what was it? Hikari to Yami no Grand Cross. So that's pretty much, I think it was released a few days ago. So again, I did hear about this since its release, and I've been quite curious. So I figured I would test it out, and I've pretty much only played a couple of hours max, and first impressions, I mean, this game is very visually nice. It looks very nice. The gameplay is actually pretty fun too, and I will go ahead and tell you that I'm still learning. I mean, I literally just started this earlier today, so definitely a lot of learning to do, but fortunately I'm able to read Japanese since I am fluent in the language, so it helps out navigating for the most part. The other thing I want to note is I'm going to go ahead and admit that I've never seen the anime of this, so it's pretty much like I'm getting a brand new exposure on the cutscenes in the game, which actually does have the voiceovers and whatnot, so it's been actually very good for me because I'm learning pretty much everything about the anime and manga. I guess there is, I don't know if there is a manga version or not, but it's kind of like a brand new thing for me, and it might be kind of a good different thing to do on top of Dokkan Battle. Obviously Dokkan will always be the main stuff, main content, I guess is the best way to put it, but every now and then I'll probably do different types of games. This one, I feel like, based on initial impressions, and we'll see how this plays out, but it seems like a pretty entertaining game overall, and the gameplay is actually a lot of fun too, so a lot of it is, I guess the problem I've had in the past is a lot of the games that I've tried out, it's just, when it came down to gameplay, I would get bored after a while, which is funny I say that because Dokkan Battle is a pretty straightforward linear type gameplay, but I don't know what it is, but this game seems like it's pretty fun, and we'll see how it goes as time goes on, but overall, like, graphics look amazing, the overall gameplay is amazing as hell, so definitely interested. And I will say this, I'm not gonna re-roll, so whatever I started off with and whatever units I pull, I'm just gonna stick with it. I thought about re-rolling to get the best units starting off, but I don't know, maybe it's just because I'm too lazy, but I'm just gonna go ahead and go through it. This is pretty much the first initial gameplay anyway, so whatever units I pulled here is pretty much what I'm sticking with, so in that regard, I might be potentially shooting myself in the foot, but it's whatever. I'd rather just kind of stick with it and just start the game the way it's, I don't know, the way I started, I guess, is the best way to put it. I don't really have any other better explanations, but again, the gameplay itself is pretty amazing. It's a lot of fun, and I do like the turn-based style game. Like, I've actually been looking for a turn-based style, almost like an RPG style game for quite some time. So it's definitely fits the bill for now. We'll see how this plays out again. Later. As more time goes on. I tend to have kind of like a short attention span, so who knows what'll happen if I'll keep playing. But based on initial impressions. This could certainly be a game that I could certainly play for a little while. So I went through the first banner, which you get, I think, you have enough coins or medals or whatever you call it to summon, and kind of just testing things out with the gameplay here, whatever, and kind of just seeing how the overall gameplay is. The first start of the game, starting off the bat, you're gonna go through the tutorial and whatnot just to understand you know, the foundations and basics of the mechanics and whatever. So, you know, I did go through that, kind of just skipped through it, and then just went into the second summoning session because I had enough to do, you know, a couple others. And these are all the banners that are up right now. So they have, like, you know, different types and broken out by men and girls and whatever, like SSR guaranteed and stuff like that. You have to get tickets for it. And I didn't research or look it up, you know, how to get the tickets. You know, there's probably mission rewards and stuff you can handle with that. So the summons animation definitely looks pretty nice too, and I know there's like variations of it, and I'm really not 100% on what's what, you know what I mean? So that's like I said, it's a brand new game for me, and everything's new at this point. So, but visually, this game does look pretty nice, and you know, I don't know, like the more I summon, the more I'll find out about what the what each of the animations are. But of course, this is the single one that you get discounted. I think it was like 1 crystal, I guess we'll call it. And then you do get, I do have enough for a multi-summon, which is 11 total. It looks like it's kind of funny how multi-summon equates to 11 times versus 10 times, but this is, you know, just enough, and obviously you can pick up a lot more crystals because it is, you know, a brand new account, so there's a lot of farming that can be done. And this is one of those animations, I guess it is like an SSR guaranteed, and you know, it's pretty amazing visually, but like I said, a lot of learning curves, different types of, you know, awakenings, you know, like shattering the limit or limit break or whatever you call it. You know, I have to think about, you know, type advantage, disadvantages, the types of, you know, characters there are in the game, like, you know, the types of attacks, you know, debuffs, buffs, and whatever. So a lot of stuff to learn, but it seems interesting enough to where I could see myself playing this. So the rainbow represents an SSR, so this guy, I have no idea who it is, but Hunter Slater, I guess is his name. So everything's new to me at this point. Oh, the other good thing about this is they do have different types of customizations in terms of, you know, costumes and outfits and all that. So I thought that was a nice little touch because it does add, you know, a little bit of a variety of how you want your characters to look. So definitely pretty happy about that. So overall, yeah, it's a very interesting game. I know it just came out, so you know, the verdict's still out to be determined, but based on, you know, what I think so far, I think it's an interesting game so far. Of course, I got to get used to the gameplay and all that, but and you know, learn about the anime and you know, plot and all that itself. Like literally everything is new to me when it comes to this. So yeah, it'll be a breath of fresh air, I think, in my opinion, and we'll see how it goes. I don't know how many of you guys actually already started playing this or a big fan of the anime. If you are, you know, definitely let me know. While you're at it, you know, who's the best unit you can get off the banners, you know, in case people decide to reroll. If you guys are, you know, have already gone through this for a couple of days, definitely, you know, leave your knowledge and whatever knowledge, you know, information you acquired over the last couple days, you know, feel free to leave a comment and let everybody know who, you know, who at the very least, who's the best unit to reroll with, you know what I mean? So I did record some of the gameplay footage. So you do have all these like different types of cards that are skill sets on the bottom, and combining several will actually increase the levels. So you know, that's certainly a way to play that as well. You do have like counter mechanics and stuff like that. It's quite interesting. So she pretty much had like, or I say she, initially I thought it was a chick, but apparently it's a guy. So I forgot what the name was, but you know, you do have counter abilities, like debuff abilities, you know, stuff like that, super attacks, you know, all that good stuff. So like I said, the biggest thing is it's visually impressive based on, you know, the first look. It looks really nice. So you know, this is basically recorded right off my phone, so you know, it's not going to do it quite the justice that it deserves. I mean, this is, I think, on like 1280 720p settings, so you know, it's not the best of quality, but even still, you can kind of tell it looks pretty nice. So this is just kind of a general overview of how the attack looks, or battle system. So you do have like, you know, different styles of playing or whatever. And again, I'm still learning the basics, so yeah, we'll see how things go as more time goes on. I'm not gonna understand everything about the game until I play it for a pretty long time. You know, that's usually how it goes. So we'll see how that plays out. If it works out, it works out. But yeah, I mean, the bottom line is it looks very visually appealing. Like it's aesthetically pretty nice, and the gameplay is actually pretty fluid and smooth overall. Like you kind of get the hang of things after a little while. Now, I don't understand everything about it, but you know, in terms of the overall gameplay, it seems entertaining enough to where, you know, it mimics an RPG style game, but does have like different dimensions and elements to it. So, you know, navigate. You do have the RPG ability of, you know, kind of navigating around the town and stuff like that. So that's definitely pretty cool too. And then you have cutscenes with, you know, the audio and all that, so that's pretty nice. It's almost like you're watching, or actually, like it feels like you're playing an actual game, like a console game almost. So that's what's great about it. That's the limitation with, you know, Dokkan Battle. It's really, the cutscenes are pretty basic. You know, if I had to compare it, it's like almost like the older King of Fighters series, where the cutscenes are very, very basic. A lot of the resources and capital went toward, you know, the actual gameplay itself. Like Dokkan Battle actually resembles that a little bit, to where, you know, the cutscenes are very minimal. Like the minimum amount of effort was actually put into it, and more of it was toward, you know, the cards and gameplay and all that stuff. So. But again, this game's pretty fun, so yeah, I think I'll stick around and play it for a little bit, see how it is. But you know, if you're interested, hopefully this kind of gives you an idea of what to expect. I know this is like mainly summons, but hopefully you enjoyed the video, and we'll see how it goes. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys later.